What's going on, guys? Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the Silvergate bankruptcy. So Silvergate Capital is almost bankrupt. As you can see, the shares are down 43% after hours. So in the past 1 month, it's down about 90%, right? So 85% give or take. So basically, if you're in the stock for the past 1 month from the high, basically you're wiped out by now, right? So we are going to take a look at this article and then we're going to highlight some important points, right? So Silvergate Capital said Wednesday afternoon it will wind down operations voluntarily, right? So this is quite important. Voluntarily and liquidate its bank after a collapse in the crypto market saw billions in deposits leave the bank in recent months. In light of the recent industry and regulatory developments, Silvergate believes that an orderly wind down of bank operations and a voluntary liquidation of the bank is the best path forward. They are going to be paying all their customers' deposits back in full, and this is very, very important, right? Because if they didn't have full repayments on all deposits, I think this would really leave a big black eye on the crypto industry. So it's pretty good that they're doing that for future consequences, right? Because a lot of people that are still in the industry will be heavily regulated if they stole customer deposits like FTX did. And if you're in the bullish camp for Silvergate Capital, I think this would be a bad time for you, right? Because they are able and also willing to pay out all these deposits. FDIC won't be insuring anything, and I think no one will be coming to save this bank unless they have significant assets, right? So the company is also considering how best to resolve claims and preserve residual value of its assets, including its proprietary technology and tax assets, right? So what I think will happen is basically Silvergate will get chopped up into pieces. I think the banking charter will go one place, the tech might get sold to a highest bidder, and their tax assets will also be sold, right? Because you have to remember, these are companies, right? So if the company has a lot of losses, right, you can buy the company, let's say pennies on the dollars. So let's say if Silvergate has 100 million worth of losses, someone can actually buy up this company, make 100 million in profits, and not have to pay tax, right? Because they can put it into this company. So I think someone will bid for these assets, maybe in the range of 1 to 5 cents on however much losses they have, right? That's how much the company losses are probably worth. So shares of Silvergate have plummeted more than 42% after hours. The stock opened at 150 per share on the first trading day of the year. So you really have to be careful, right, with banks, because this can happen at any time, right? And that's why a lot of people really respect Warren Buffett for being able to be in the banking industry for so long and not get wiped out. And at the same time, a lot of people avoid the banking industry like a plague. So if I just take a look at something like Citibank, right, you can see that you can be good for 20, 30 years, right? So 20 years here, and just in 1 year, right, all your equity profits are wiped out, right? So that is something that you really have to be very incredibly careful with. Of course, you would have collected all the dividends and it'll probably be making up for some of these losses, but it's still pretty bad to lose so much money so quickly. So what is this doing to the price of Bitcoin? The price of Bitcoin is down 2.2%. Ironically enough, I think Bitcoin will actually pump after this news, right? Just give it a while and then I think it'll pump, right? Because there is a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt for Bitcoin at the moment. So this Silvergate situation, Ethereum Shanghai update, and also the Mt. Gox release of the Bitcoins, right? So I think a lot of fear right now, a lot of people anxiety waiting for what will happen. But I think actually Bitcoin will pump in the short to mid term, right? So maybe I would say in the next 1 to 2 months, I think it will be pumping, right? Because if you take a look at all the things that are out there, it's already news, it's already known for a really long time, right? So that's why I quite believe that perhaps there is a chance for Bitcoin to pump, right? So following last week's notice, crypto-related firms using such as Coinbase, Paxos, Galaxy Digital, and others distance themselves from Silvergate. And this could have been a sign for you to not really buy the stock, right? Because the moment that Coinbase distance themselves, right? So even if the bank is solvent and everything, they have lost a lot of intrinsic value when all these big partners pull out, right? And their intrinsic value is really hard to gauge after that, unless you are talking about a liquidation price, which at this point in time, they are getting to a point where there might be a liquidation play, right? Because as I said, the tax assets can be chopped up, the banking charter can be chopped up and sold to interested parties. So the company suspended Silvergate Exchange Network on Friday afternoon. So this is another red flag that I saw and made me not really that interested, right? So along with Signature's bank Signet platform, SEM was one of the two platforms that offer crypto firms US banking outside regular banking hours, right? So a lot of people are very, very scared because of this, because basically there are no more quote-unquote crypto banks, right? Because Signature Bank is also kind of winding down their operations in the crypto sector, right? So we can see that Operation Choke Point from the US government, as people, the crypto people call it, is actually working, right? But what I think is crypto is global, right? So if you shut down all the US banks, what will happen is Hong Kong will have banks that will play into this crypto narrative, or something like Russia or whatever, right, will have all this access to cryptocurrencies. But obviously, US not having access is obviously a big headwind for the crypto industry, as a lot of liquidity is basically taken out of the system, right? So if you're enjoying the video so far, do help me smash up the like button, hit subscribe, and also hit the bell button and press on all, right? So this will really help out the channel, and also watch till the end, right? Because obviously you don't want to miss any important information. So some of the rumors behind it now, right? So the department is evaluating compliance with all financial laws as well as safety and soundness obligations, and is working closely with relevant federal counterparts, right? Basically, there was an insider that said FDIC was talking with Silvergate to avoid a shutdown, right? So that's a bit of a question mark for me, because if the bank can manage to pay out all deposits and no consumers are harmed, why is FDIC standing in to save the bank, right? Unless you are saying, oh, it's their job to save the banks. But as far as I know, the FDIC's job is actually to protect the consumer, right? The consumers of those banks, right? So that the banks don't fail and leave the people that put deposits with them as the bank holders. So if this rumor is true, I think Silvergate can be up 200-300% in a matter of few days, right? So let's see if this rumor is true, right? So this is actually quite interesting. So I have to think a bit about this, and maybe I will be buying a bit, right? So just a small position just in case this happens, because I do believe the margin of safety is quite here now. If they can pay off all the liabilities and chop out all the assets, right, the common equity will still be worth more than what it's selling for, right, the company right now. So all in all, you can see that crypto sector is taking a lot of pain right now, and this is the time to be interested. So if you take a look at coins like altcoins such as something like Aptos, right, actually it did a 5x from the bottom in like 90 days or something like that. Look from here, $3 to 18, 19. At the peak it was like $21, right? So you can see that it did like almost a 6x in the span of 1 month, right? So that is pretty insane, right? But obviously you have to take a look back a bit, and it's down from $13 and then it gets to $3, right? So you do really have to pick your spots and enter accordingly, right? So I think this is overall an opportunity. Of course, a lot of fun. Do I think the whole crypto sector is going to zero? Probably not, right? Because there will always be hardcore believers, and there is some intrinsic value for Bitcoin, right? So if you ask me to put the number on it, I really cannot. But I know there is some intrinsic value, because if you want to transfer large amounts of money, so I'm not going to get into the argument of whether it's legal or illegal or whatever. I'm just telling you there is a use case, right? Because there are capital controls for certain countries, and that everyone that gets rich will want to be out of the reach of the government, right? So yeah, that's about all I wanted to share today. If you did enjoy the video, do help me smash up the like button, hit subscribe, and also hit the bell button. With that being said, have a fantastic day ahead, and peace out.